I know I haven't been able to do this for a while. I got into Morocco and it's been a roller coaster ride of events. I mean, yeah, I've been there. I said, no. Today, let me come and talk to my people. So what's going on? We're counting down. It's the big one, Nigeria versus Tunisia. I call it a clash of egos. And that's why I'm saying right here that which of the ego we saw, yeah, let me bring that up. Let me bring that up because this one is a serious conversation. So tell me, Nigeria versus Tunisia, that's it right there. Which of the egos? Let me just make a change to that and put in the question mark. But let me know where are you watching me from first. Let me know where you're watching me from. And then we'll get into the conversation. Nigeria versus Tunisia. Where would that one go? Just finish the press conference. I spoke to Coach Eric Shell. I'll speak to some of my colleagues who are here to just know what they are. But tell me, where are you watching me from, video? It's going to be an interesting conversation. But first, tell me, can you hear me? Because I'm right here at the media center and it's a bit noisy. Or can you? Thank you. Can you hear me watching from? Yeah, the internet isn't all that. I'm using the internet out here, but I just there's the one there. I see. So shout out to everyone joining. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, push it out there. Nigeria versus Tunisia. It's going to be a big one. The head-to-head favors Tunisia. They have just one win ahead of Nigeria. But I spoke to Coach Eric Shell at the press conference. Particularly, this game project is always talking about what can we do to give the Super Eagles an identity. You know, that identity, that style that you guys are talking about. Oh, we don't play to formation, we don't play to tactics. What's going on? Oh, the game against Tanzania, it was scrappy, it was this, it was that. Well, Coach Eric Shell wouldn't break down everything for me at the press conference, but he said, look, Austin, we are improving as a team. We'll keep getting better. The game project is still active. But you guys, let me know. Let me know what you think, you know. As regards to Osimhen playing tomorrow, yeah, Osimhen is playing tomorrow. Yeah, Osimhen is fine. Yeah, so I'm going to be bringing some of the guys who are out here with me, so we'll make it conversational. So don't forget to flood the comment section. Let's do it together. Nigeria versus Tunisia. What do you think? Which of the Eagles? We saw I have Dr. Victor Ademola. You guys know him. This is the man who's running things out here. So let me drag him here to talk to him. Doctor, yeah, Doctor, I see you. Let's wait to stop a bit so that they see the press. So, Doctor, you are at a press conference here. Are you impressed with Coach Eric Shell and this is Super Eagles?
So far, I would say we respect the team. Yes. You have to do it in a way, regular time. And I feel like if you can go like this, you might just improve as competition progress and do better this time around.
People say the game against Tanzania was disappointing. Fight-time, it is scrappy, but fight-time win. And I think it's very important because just imagine we have drawn that game to Tanzania, even lose it. You could see that the big boys won their matches. They got 1 and 2, they won all their games. So how important was that win for Nigeria? And it make a difference in the match against Tunisia?
Yes, definitely. Like competitions like this, 3 points first. But that's how you play. So I would say for us, like the legend, like he said after the game, he said the first game of the competition was always very difficult.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why we also had that. I think we're also very disciplined. We compact offensively. They frustrated us, and we have to give credit to them as well. It's very good, obviously. Every time we play, fast expect us to win 3-0, 4-0, as many goals as we can. But yeah, I would say it's very good. We can do better, but I can understand why it's difficult for them to come. So that's got to go to football.
Yeah, I'm talking about support that Yakuba came. Remember at the press conference, Wilfred Ndidi mentioned it. It's important for ex-international to support the team. But he said those ones that are putting them down, Sunday when they say have been trending and all of that. But it was very important for Wilfred Ndidi put that out. Not just the ex-international, everyone needs to come around and support the team.
Yes, absolutely. He said one thing. That's
right. That's right.
Extra pressure on the major difference now is that social media. During the time when and maybe the pressure might not be as much as it is, how the message is framed.
That's right.
But social media, somebody can just say the message and it goes viral.
Someone will say something big, somebody will cut one part that sells his own narrative, and boom.
And it trends. And it's there as a and some people also go as far as going to PMs, going to messages, going to the public concert and selling trends. So yeah, I know it's football, like the questions about football in Nigeria, but you have to understand that they're also humans. Yeah, that's why you was talking from.
Yeah, I agree, I know about supporting emotional intelligence into this team also, and show empathy. Very, very important. You see some people, the way they will criticize players, forgetting that mental health is very, very slow. But means the best way to go, we don't go to Navasha. There's a chance. People they didn't let go by, they didn't decide them. So yeah, I've been listening to when I was talking to Luki about he's been there, done that, and he broke it down. I've met Tunisia, I think 18 times, and they have one win ahead of us, 4 draws, that sort of start can shape Saturday's match.
Yes, but I also know because most of the people in the past, this players last time they met was officially was the last time of 2021, sorry. 2021 has come.
I'm like talking about that.
Yeah.
Till they pierce my heart.
After we have 9 points, perfect record. They give some of the best of these things.
And now 9 of their players out due to COVID.
And they end up getting to the next round. Yeah, it can be painful. I would say those players will also be on the resolution. Remember, I only got the red card that week. We also get to take it this time around. Maybe can channel that and use that to produce a very information. Also, remember, we are also travel from Panama to Fez.
So they are new to Fez, and we already understand the pitch in Fez.
Definitely. So making pitch is our advantage. On the other hand, this game has been sold out online. And you might expect to see more Tunisians here.
I know, I thought I was sold out. I'm like, wait, what is Tunisia trying to do, So, but I think at the end of the day, I always tell people that when you have the crowd at your back, Victor, you need more pressure. But Super Eagles, you just need to know, on paper, we should be beating Tunisia. But because of the kind of football we're playing lately, or with what you saw from the first game, you mentioned Alex Iwobi, what happened to him the last year. Alex Iwobi turned up for me in that last game.
2 assists.
Thank you. I've always been saying that for our football to get that flow that we need, Alex Iwobi must be top notch. And I've analyzed that first goal, corner kick. It was Samuel Chukwueze. Ademola Lookman came, took it, gave it back to Samuel Chukwueze. Chukwueze to Iwobi.
Found the right man.
Will become the difference.
Definitely. That creative goal is very, very important. Most people will say that when the coach retired, they're struggling finding the right man for the job. But yeah, the Iwobi has found up at this point. Let's hope that continues in that particular fine form. Many also have, obviously, they're not getting out of the match because they got. Iwobi is a fine player, no doubt, and we also need more of that creativity going to the level of Tunisia. Who will be a tougher opposition? Kind of the Tunisian side said that many Africans will now start to expect Tunisia to qualify for the World Cup back to back.
Yeah.
And they're also doing well at the moment. Yeah. It's going to be a tough match.
That was the question I asked him, and you can see that he found it thought-provoking because I was like, you guys think it's time to get your respect in Africa? I said, no, Austin, we have respect. We are just beginning to see that we need to improve what we are doing. It's going to be a very tough game. What are your expectations?
Definitely. I would say that we should start well and more importantly, avoid errors in defense. If we can do that, our guys will find ways to score.
That's defense.
As well as very sharp striker.
People are praising him in the comment section and they love his collaboration with Victor.
Yes, if you leave me alone, you are going to get pushed. They also have to worry about it. If you all focus on the second and leave a wide out, so get punished. Chukwueze also as well, you know what he can bring to the table when he's on the A game. The last time they told me against Benin. Yeah. He played 4 goals to me. It was fantastic. This is just like a brilliance coming from this game. sharp. We
Yeah.
have the quality.
Maybe in tactics.
And play as a team.
You remember that was the first thing I asked you when I landed. I didn't watch the game against Tanzania. I said, which formation do we play? I still go back to that 4-4-2. Remember when I was doing my analysis and I was breaking that all day against the Republic and even to an extent Gabon. They played effective 4-4-2, but Coach Eric Shell seemed to like 4-4-3-3 and his chain tactics. What do you think suits this current Super Eagles?
I would say I agree with 4-4-2. I would also say that it's not compulsory to play more like Chukwueze and Osimhen and Akpo and at least we have a lot of talented players. Maybe just three of them, Osimhen, Akpo, Chukwueze, Osimhen, Lukman and Akpo. Just find the best three and the defensive solidity. Find that right balance in defense. Indeed, we have to keep that defense tight. That's right. And we can Tunisia will punish us if they get the chance. That comes to chance in the second half of the last game.
And they have the momentum. You know, beating Uganda 3-1 is all the energy they need to get into this match.
Because before they conceded in the 90th, I think 90th or 90th. So they won that game on basic, no doubt. And they will come into this game with the confidence, knowing that Nigeria struggled against Tanzania, and they will feel like, oh, they are favourites to win this game on paper. Wow.
Doc, let me let you run. Let me not get me the other guy. So that's it. That's Dr. Victor Ademola. I like that some of you are saying he's your fave out here trying to, you know, see what's going on at the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. It's the 35th edition for those of you who's been following my platform. You know that I've been big on, you know, covering this tournament, bring the Super Eagles close to, you know, you guys and let you know what's really happening. Put details into the tournament. So I like it. I like the fact that the Super Eagles started well, go heavy, but I thought I ain't bad now. So tell me in the comments, what do you think the match between Nigeria and Tunisia? What are expectations? What do you think can make it work for the Super Eagles? Because Coach Shell has been saying he wants to build an identity, but I haven't seen the identity yet. So that's why I'm saying that we need to do something to give our football that identity so that it will be difficult for other teams to just come and just play in the hand and they are scoring us or eventually going on to win. But by the time we have that identity and we play to the style that we want, the players get used to it and everybody understands, it becomes a system. It becomes plug and play. And then it will be invincible. Yeah, that's the one. Let's say unbeatable, but invincible sounds better. Let me bring in Toby Adekoju. Toby Adekoju here. Toby, come on. This man these days has been running things with off-suiting. How can you leave suiting and come here? What's wrong with you? Sporting director at Shooting Stars. I'm proud of you.
Thank you for support.
Yeah, and these days too.
Yes, we stop supporting power.
I'll do it. But Toby, you weren't here for the first game. I missed the first game also. I'm sure you watched it. What are the positives take from that game into the next match?
Yeah, I think first for me was the fact that I watched the game in love with the negatives. And then I decided I want to see what's happening with the guys for this football. I still discovered that this match is that's right. And for the fans still love this spike, these players to get into that. But when it comes to the spike, everybody's so it wasn't the best of game, but where we coming from, in our last half round we failed to play the first game, we failed to final. Sometimes we don't enjoy the team in the first game. We were able to score 2 goals, we failed to get the clean sheet. And the most interesting thing in that game was the fact when we considered, we responded immediately. So that was a big positive.
Yeah, it's good, but we scored and they scored immediately, which is not good.
Consider against Tunisia also speak volume about our defense, which I'm worried about against Tanzania, which I've been worried about before the tournament. But I think we can play because points to the extent, because they believe we've got to stop the balance, because we're able to show the mentality what we consider for them to go for that game. This is very important. So, but It's the first game. I don't want to be too rash on that. I just want to stay sensitive, add strong belief on them, and then we'll see how much we can push in the tournament.
I say a win is a win, particularly your opening game. It's very, very important. So I'm saying, are you Muti Adepoju's son?
No, I mean, interestingly, we are from the same state.
Yeah.
Your state is from Ibadan City, I'm from Ibadan City.
For Clement.
Yeah,
just say yes.
Adepoju is one of the most popular surnames in your state. You know, the interesting thing is that even inside my mom, compound, there's some people that bear that Adepoju as surname. So it's an interesting thing to know.
Awesome. Toby, you were at the press conference, you know, and you remember the question I asked with Share. I wasn't saying it is close tactics, but you keep saying game project, identity, system. Are we seeing that?
I think we're saying it. You know, obviously, as a very that is.
But that diamond, not offend.
If you offend, but the thing is that it is a man philosophy, it is a man identity. You understand? So, you know, coaches, like you mentioned, I'm not talking directly, I think coaches, you know, coaches, I don't want to call it big support. I think it's.
See, I'm worried now.
Yeah, I'm worried. If you don't say, hey, let me play 3 man at the back, you still want to play 3 man at the back. So, they have this energy and performance about their system, about the way they want to play. You know, Sarah would say, it's about this Gen Z coach, this generation of coaches, that this is the way I want to play. I mean, in those days you see the Saleh Ferguson trying to change from the system they used to play. But no, it's about my system. The player just needs to step up. So, fair enough to him, he has an identity, he has his philosophy, he has his system. Is it working? Not absolutely yes. You know, can the players improve on it? Can the players accept the fact that this is how the manager wants to play? I mean, it's not left for the players to say, oh, this is how the manager wants to play. Because I can't imagine a diamond system when you pick off the natural winger and then you have introduce Fisayo and put him on the right when there's a Jubi on the bench. If you don't want to take Alex Iwobi off, then you leave him on the bench and then leave Fisayo there. Or if you want to switch a forward thing, then you can say, okay, you put on Alex and then Fisayo and the middle of the park.
Or say Chris can bring Akin Samiro.
Yes, if you want to stick with your 4-4-2 system, then you take a winger for a winger, put in Dele Bashiru on the wing or something that was difficult for the player as well. Bring a Chuka in and still keep your 4-4-2 down. But like I said, I think the players will find a way to ensure that they just have to find a way to work the system. We also said it about Joseph Pessoa at the AFCON. At some point, they struggled. They later, step up, understand the system, and then we're able to get to the final. So it's the first game. Let's see how much we can push with the diamond system.
And then we find out. So, what are your expectations? You've seen Tunisia, first match, you've seen Nigeria. What do you think will go on?
I think we should win. Hopefully, we will score. It's a big game. We're going to have good friends. Energy is different right now. And the fact that the destination of the press conference, we want to put us in Cameroon in the quarterfinal. We have to be good president. Surprisingly, the best team in the reach back then. Tomorrow it is even. It's 1-3-1, 1-2-1. Yeah. 5 goals in between both teams. Also, should have both teams. That's right. So I think it's going to be a game of goals. I hope our boys step up. It's very important that we get to 2 wins on the top of the table, which also go to improve that confidence. So we should be able to get it.
And save me accommodation.
It is very, very important. Guys, Super Eagles are there. I'm not ready to move on.
Exactly. They finish second, they go to Casablanca.
I know.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for the support always.
Give the mic to Fisayo. Thank you so much. So that's Toby Adepoju, sporting director at Shooting Stars. For those of you who don't follow the Nigerian Premier Football League, my channel, I talk about the MPFL. But hey, I haven't done that in a while because of the AFCON. So guys, it's Nigeria versus Tunisia. I have called it Clash of the Eagles, and which of the Eagles we saw higher? That's the conversation. Bobby Ukaigo, I see your comment. Nigeria versus Tunisia will end in a draw, say 1-1. Tunisia is a well-structured, organized team that take their chances. That's a kryptonite to the Super Eagles. Bobby kryptonite in English. If the Super Eagles turn up, Tunisia no reach. No, not because I'm a Nigerian. I keep saying it. Eric Shea, whatever spirit entered your team against them, go and find that sort of spirit, get that sort of tactics, and the Super Eagles will be unbeatable, unreachable, untouchable, invincible. But, this sort of game is tricky because both sides won their opening match, and this is top of the table clash. So mistakes here and there will happen, but it is a team that shows character. You can this sort of game win 1-0, you play so well, win 1-0, it's good. You play so bad, win 1-0, it is good. But what they both need to avoid, I think, is a draw. That won't be so good. Let's bring in Fisayo, my guy. Fisayo, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Now, one of the people I learned from. I'm sure you guys know the people I learned from now. All my mentors. Let's see. I didn't get to the press conference on time. What are some of the things that Coach Shells talked about that you really liked?
Yeah, I like the fact that he's aware of the threat that the Tunisian side posed. You know, he said in their works during the training the past 2 days, they have explored the kind of possibilities. Perhaps they could sit back, give them the ball, and eat them whenever they want in transition. And of course, they could play with the possession because obviously we have players that want to have the ball most of the time. So I'm happy to hear that tactical aspect, to know that there are lots of possibilities that you can do if you want to get a win. Because I could hear you saying, of course, that Nigerians will take any manner of win. You know, it does not always have to be beautiful. Because we are still living the defeat to these Tunisians back in Cameroon in 2022 January. So I like that. I also like the fact that he's getting more confident. He's getting to know his squad. You know, he can now try lots of things.
Well, he's not trying. That's the problem. He's still stuck to his game plan, and he's not willing to take risk. You've been to the training, you've seen these guys train. If you are the coach, you want to take risk with one of these new guys, who do you think will be playing?
You know, generally, for coaches, you have to give them the benefit of the doubt because even their risks is always within the ambit of their philosophers. So one of the risks he took in the last game was, shelving from his 4-4-2 diagonal to a flat 4-4-2 bit. What killed us in that is that he employed the wrong personnel in that line. As putting Saudi Bashu on the right flank, it's not a natural. So if you ask me, I'm not a coach, I'm not the one being paid thousands of dollars monthly, but if you ask me, I know, the kind of risk, for instance, in that game against Tunisia tomorrow. I would pair a Wilfred Ndidi with Rafa Onyedika and
you see, when people call Rafa, people like this. What's going on? I don't know why they cannot just believe in Rafa Onyedika. Besides, I have said it that Rafa Onyedika is our best midfielder. The man they play Champions League football steady, and is this line is flawed. What is it when it comes to doing the national team that is not making Coach Eric believe in him?
Well, there are coaches like that as well. But, I remember the scenario that happened in England before shortly before Ericsson, that they believe that both Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard cannot play on the same team. Until when Jose Mourinho was trying to get Gerrard from Liverpool, and then they kept emphasizing that. Come on, I have Lampard playing alongside Essien and Michael Ballack, so why can't both of them play? And then they go to 2004, and now they were now able to accommodate Lampard, Gerrard with both goals. So I think Chel, in his heart of heart, just thinks that he could not have Wilfred Ndidi with Rafa Onyedika. And I think it's false, but that's his own philosophy, that's his own knowledge, and it could be limited, especially for we the fans. And that's why I said, in a kind of game like tomorrow, we are playing against the Tunisian side that are on the eye. They don't love the competitive game under this new coach, Sami Trabelsi, and they are just coming from World Cup qualification. They spanked Uganda by 3. So you could do with having 2 lanky and aggressive ball winners in midfield, give Alex Gobi some freedom of creativity, and then just have Ademola Lookman at his much preferred role. So, like I said, you only try new things within the idea of his philosophy.
Exactly, and maybe it's too early, because if you go try now we go still shout. So why you go try because they come inside?
Maybe it's something we are convinced will not fail.
And we
Yeah, to that extent, and a lot of these players, one thing about this formation, which I think can affect us later in this competition, is that this diamond formation and forward formation, it will set a lot of energies. The players, it demands a lot from the players. Now, because you have two midfielders going from coming back, now you have the attackers. You can see, like in the previous game, when Aquadams was removed for Osimhen and Lookman, Osimhen will have a lot more ground to cover because he's not playing with a double center forward. Now, in a 4-3-3, you have a numerical advantage in this one. That's 3 for you in the midfield. The wingers are natural. They know they have to run naturally, and then they can decide not to come back because there's an extra midfielder covering for a fullback at the other side. So, where I understand what you're saying, maybe there'll be this fear of what if I try something new, different to my philosophy, and then when it backfires, then they ask me, but this is not what you used to do.
So what Step Monique is saying, we need different wingers. I suggest Chukwueze as a 10 and a Juke Lookman for tomorrow's match. Chukwueze as a 10 works during the Unity Cup.
Yeah, you know, as in this diamond, even presently, he plays on the right of diamond. And in fairness to what he said, in the first half, against Tanzania, Chukwueze really reached out on Tanzanians. Just that, you know, he was hesitating in the final third before taking the final shot or final pass. If to have balance, it would have resulted in a goal. So, yes, going, it could bring away the Messi, young Messi was playing down. You know, so yes, I could agree with that. But, you know, we all have our own ideas. We are over 150 million coaches in Nigeria. So the coach will
with certificate.
Yeah, the certificate. So the coach will most definitely go with what he believes in. And that's why even another diamond, maybe just go for a platform.
What are expectations of Nigeria?
To me, it's pretty much looks like a draw game, really. Because, because sometimes, last month, I said something, only 4 teams in Africa can beat Nigeria with Victor Osimhen on the pitch. And Tunisia are not one of those 4 teams. For me, I believe Morocco, Senegal, Cote d'Ivoire, and Egypt are the only 4 teams in Africa that can beat us with Victor Osimhen on the pitch. They even took the game, even they have a smell for 45 million, they could not beat us in 60.
You know, give them small. Say, DR will not have no goal.
Oh, okay, DR. But you know, with Osimhen on the pitch and feet, we are a different proposition. Look at the game against Tanzania. It was suspended in 86 minutes. It is like a mental thing. And they almost equalized. Look at the game against Congo in that World Cup playoff. Osimhen went off attack time. In the second half, they equalized. So it's like a mental thing to African football teams. When they see Osimhen find them on the pitch, they could not even play. So I believe the same thing can repeat. So that's why I don't see us losing, but I have not been able to shake off the fact that I'm saying it more like a draw game. But we see the best of Chelsea, and we see the best of what, like you mentioned, against Benin in New York, maybe we will eventually get to it. Because personally, I pray that we win, so that at least we remain in fairs and not travel, because we finished second round, we travel to Casablanca. In the third game, you would expect Tunisia to score more against Tanzania than we can score against Uganda. So I prefer we win tomorrow and look for just points against Uganda and stay in first for round 16.
I totally agree with you. And someone is agreeing with you too. What we look at it says Nigeria versus Tunisia will end in a draw.
You know, that's the thing.
Tunisia is a well structured and organized team. And yeah, you could tell. And you see, that was the question I asked the player. Is it time that they want to bring respect? I see, they didn't like it. We have respect. We've always been there, but you notice they were just about Osimhen at the press conference. You see me nice, it's super interesting.
Because they know his X factor. You know, if one play Argentina, they talk about Messi. If you want to play against Portugal, they talk about Portugal. If you want to play about Norway, they talk about Elinala. So, yeah, I don't think it's a sign of weakness for the to our next factor that opponents talk about. It's good to see Ademola Lookman, standing up to the council in the last game.
That's right.
That was failed qualifying. He played 7 matches without scoring a goal. So if he had weighed in his own fair share of goals, that would assist in 10 games.
That's what I was saying. The last AFCON, 3 players from Osimhen. Ademola Lookman was stepping in.
He was stepping in because Osimhen will just act on. He said that before the press game that he has no problems acting as a foil for other attackers to score. You bring out the attention. We could see the first game against Tanzania, Akwadan Zinai, you also had the header coming off the crossbar because there is an Osimhen to occupy the defender. That's why I think that still we stop doing that when he does, removing Akwadan. Don't he gives you with Osimhen, the opposing defender have things to continue. And also, it will always bring out the best. Because, I give an example to Ekobi. In that first game, there was a time Osimhen was covering for Bright Osai Samuel in the first half. And at that point, Akwadan stayed up top because he knows we will probably get the ball and then we transition. And then also, that first goal, that it resulted from Osimhen rounding the goalkeeper, and then the attempt was cleared off the line. That pass of Osimhen was given by Akwadan from the right side. So he had dropped down deep to also cover from right side. So when they are two, they are able to share that responsibility. You go at this time. If it's a no-man forward, you are forced to come and help, and then at the same time trying to catch up when the team has transited to the attacking.
I like Akwadan. I criticized when we were on the TV show with Channel City when the coach called him first in September, 24-man list, and he did not make it. Because I was coming back, and I said, "Why are you doing this?" But the man now thought about it that it's time for me to prove myself. With the impact against Lesotho, he scored. Next game again, he scored. And what I love about him, the way he reads the game,
He's amazing.
Look, Akko Adams, high press mentality is bad. He saw Moses Simon putting pressure on that defender, and he followed. And when that defender from Gabon made that mistake, no latch on.
He's a very, very intelligent and gifted player. And one of the gifts that we've had for the Super Eagles in 2025. So that's why I want Eric Chong to cross that partnership more. It's giving that vibe of dropping and catch. Akwadams can drop deep to the midfield, can drop deep to the flank, and that's the kind of perfect partnership you need for the arrowhead. Give them 70-75 minutes before you even try to change it, and then you will see that in those 70-75 minutes, the opponents will have been weakened. They will have been employing their plan B, and they are at that time. We can now see
the eye on the cement. Doing the damage. Where are you from? Thanks so much. Yeah, you're live. So this man is from Tunisia. Okay, hold on. Tunisia versus Nigeria. Be sincere. What you've seen of your team, what you've seen of the Nigerian team.
Our team is good, but not good enough to win a big game like
why is it the same draw?
I feel like that.
Yeah. Okay. But your team, they've been in good form.
Yeah.
They've been winning. I said how I asked the player at the press conference. But what do you think can make the difference for them if they have to win that match? What do you think Tunisia can do?
Maybe the fans, the atmosphere of the stadium.
You guys are bringing everything from Tunisia to this place.
From Europe, from Africa, we like it. The attitude, support Tunisia everywhere.
Wow.
So after that, the players are motivated. After the first match against Uganda, when we won, it was a good match. They do something better against Nigeria.
Who are some of the Nigerian players that you know that can hurt you? Everybody calls, apart from Osimhen, who do you play?
Lookman.
Okay, Lookman. man.
Okay, I don't have a big idea, but squad I think it's good.
Yeah. We have 5 players in the league.
I don't think there's Nigeria or in the South African candidates in football. We talk about Cameroon, Nigeria, Ghana, Tunisia, Morocco, Egypt, Algeria. These countries are very good. Football, they have attitude, they always play together.
What do you think about the Africa competition so far?
Morocco is,
Yeah, Morocco.
you know, the atmosphere is good for let's see. Till now, everything is okay. Every day, the organization is good. The country is a huge country, amazing country.
Yeah.
We are in comfortable ways, you know. Everything is okay till now.
Your country will go to the World Cup.
Yes.
They are playing well. Do you believe, you people in Tunisia believe that you can win this AFCON?
For it to be you know, right, to be realistic.
Yeah, realistic.
It's not we don't believe in our team because no, it's our team
It's growing,
it's
getting better.
yeah, getting better match after match.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Maybe 2 years, 4 years we can take it up. But we will do.
So we will start by losing to Nigeria Saturday.
No, brother, no. Okay, Fran, thank you. So, thank you. I hope you have a good match today.
Awesome.
Fair play. Thank you
Fair
very much.
play.
Thank you, brother.
Brother. That's what football is all about. The game is fair play. A man is from Tunisia. Someone's talking and say, hey, what's going on here? He wasn't to know what was said about his country, but look, it was real, you know. I asked him that question. Do you think Tunisia can win? I said to be realistic, no, you know, because they're getting better, they're growing as a team. And I think that's sincerity. So guys, Nigeria versus Tunisia. I'm here and there as regards to this one. But I do not want to draw. I don't want to draw. But you know I don't want the Super Eagles to also lose it, you know. So they need to turn up. I still think this Shell's team, they need to do more to appease the fans. They need to do more to expose their quality, gain back their respect on the continent. They need to do more to win the fans' loyalty in Nigeria. You see, because of what Tunisia is doing, can you hear? The stadium tomorrow is sold out, and I can beat my chest that Tunisia will dominate the numbers. He said that they brought fans from back home in Tunisia, Europe, Morocco, and everywhere. That's already advantage Tunisia, you know. So I think the team with character will win it tomorrow on Saturday. The team that shows good character, the team that plays with a unity of purpose, you know, understanding your game plan, and playing to system. I'm a big fan of system because with system, you are intentional. You build something, you get into it, and then you are known for it. It becomes your identity, you know. That's why today at the press conference, I had to remind Coach Shell of his game project. You see, you talk about this game project a lot. You talk about building an identity for football in Nigeria. Where are you with that? It's very, very important, you know, to build that system. Particularly now that is getting into the job. It will be 1 year in January. So this time around, you need to start showing working. Players that I think can do it for Nigeria. I've always been calling out Alex Iwobi, and he answered in that game against Tanzania. You know, he answered. He was effective, you know, with the ball. He understood what he needed to do for the team, but because holistically, it wasn't a fantastic team performance. We didn't really see what Alex Iwobi did, but they had a great game. If Alex Iwobi played the way he played against Tanzania, if he keeps doing that, I will never have a problem with him. I will never, ever have a problem with him. I think he needs to double that effort against Tunisia, yeah, and then see ways that OKON-Adams and Victor Osimhen will be so confident, comfortable to get into those spaces because they know that the ball will get to them from Alex Iwobi. Ademola Lookman. I still feel we need to have, that's the line, a super sub in the Super Eagles. We need to have someone on the bench that will say, if this guy comes on, that will make us start saying, coach, bring this guy now. We need that sort of player. And some way, somehow, Ademola Lookman and Osimhen did not really show that when both of them are on the pitch, we can get results. So I will put one on the bench. I know you know that you will not put Osimhen on the bench. So it means from time to time, there's nothing wrong with putting Ademola Lookman on the bench. Guys, tell me what you think. It's accurate. Tunisia is a better team than us. The problem with us is that we are not realistic with ourselves. Our players don't play like a team too much among the players. But when you play tournament football, Peter, don't forget, it's just about the wins. I keep telling you guys, if you want beautiful football, maybe you see when you play the qualifiers. But with tournament football, a coach can come with a game plan, and that game plan will just take him away. I'm telling you, and that was what Pizarro did. That was what, okay, tell me the game plan Cote d'Ivoire has. Tell me how good was Cote d'Ivoire. They won the last AFCON. A team that was dead and buried in a good phase. That's football for you, you know. So yeah, I just wanted to do a short preview. I finished speaking to the legend, sports journalism in Nigeria, Mumini Alao. And right after that, I said, let me check on you guys. And there's still so much to do. I need to run. Tell me, how is this audio? Is it great? Because I do not like talking at the echo. Peter, tell me, if you're watching, how is the audio of this conversation? Can you guys hear me clearly? I also know there's a bit of internet issues here. I need to fix that. But most likely inside the main media center, the internet should be better. But for now, I'm just going to work with it. But I want to know, how is the audio? Audio better than when we started? And yeah, the audio is breaking. That must be the internet then. That's the internet. Yeah, stuff. You know, I'm streaming on the iPad, so maybe I'll try with the phone and see if it's going to work better. So shout out to everyone that joined the conversation. I don't want it to be so long. Thank you so much. It's Nigeria versus Tunisia. I've called the clash of eagles, and I'm asking the question, which eagle will soar higher? Because it's very, very important. And it's also a tabletop clash. So the team that wins that one will dominate the sea. I've said it that Nigeria needs to win that one, so they stay in first. Why? Because they are the only team from the group that will play all their group matches from the first sport stadium. Tunisia, they are coming from Rabat. I think Tanzania, they will go elsewhere with Uganda. So it's only Nigeria that will play their 3 group matches from first. So that means that they would have known the stadium, they understand the pitch, and with that, the internet, it must be the internet. I need to find somewhere better to do the next live. Thanks so much. So it's important for Nigeria to beat Tunisia to stay in first, because if they finish second in the group, they will go to Casablanca. So it means everybody will pack bags again and start going to Casablanca, and then go and start playing on a different pitch. No, it's not better we'll finish any second. Let us stop that group. Stop that group. You guys, look, football is mental. Leave all these things. Top the group, and you see how people that are to play you next will start shaking. Top that group. Let them build momentum and see how they will sustain it. Very, very important. Don't finish second. You finish second, they can't give you a tough opponent or something. No. For me, I'm even saying top that group and stay in first, because it means they'll play their round of 16 match in first. So it means that will be their first game. They played 3 matches from that same pitch, from that same stadium. They've acclimatized. They know the people. They know, the pitch itself. So that's the angle that I'm coming from. What do you think? Nigeria versus Tunisia. Which eagle will soar higher? what are your expectations? Can Nigeria beat Tunisia? Most of you guys are saying it's going to be a draw. A draw will not do any good for the country. Yeah, I think so. A draw is fucking further in the competition. When you win, you get hungrier to keep winning. But that's what I'm hoping that the Super Eagles come to. I'll see you guys around again. That's it.